it. See who my core fans are. You the real ones. Much love. Much love. That's all right. Yeah,
And you're live.
don't be shy.
We are live. So we are live again from Georgia Pop and Horror Con down here in Columbus, Georgia. I mean, what a beautiful place.
Yeah. It's a great venue. I love the it was, what is this? An old train station?
It was actually, from what we understand, because we talked to the GM, they actually built submarines here during the Civil War.
I didn't know there were submarines used in the Civil War.
Yeah, you've never seen like the old North versus South and stuff when they're out in the water. It was like a big giant iron casket.
Yeah.
Literally.
Right? Wow. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's
a steel factory too. Yeah, it was a steel factory.
Okay. Yep. That's great. Great venue for this. It really gets a feeling and character.
Oh yeah, right.
It's better than a lot of drab hotel ballrooms that we do these at. So
big giant open convention centers. Where us little people get lost.
Well, it's always terrible lighting too. You're always trying to take photos, and then it's the worst overhead lighting.
Right. And we actually have amazing lighting up here, thanks to Mr. Bill Diamond and Diamond Productions. He called the guys and he said, "Give me the list. I want these cans staged in the stage. I want very good light on these guys."
Very cool.
Yeah. So we had to thank him a little bit.
So welcome. You having fun? I'm having a blast. Yeah. Thanks for
having me. In case you don't know who this is, it's Miko Hughes.
Yes, sir.
Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Wow.
No, you nailed it.
Good thing you said, because I was going to say Michael. It's Micro. Oh, no. So welcome, to what we do. But what do you think of Georgia, the Pop and Horror Con so far?
I'm having a blast. I know it's a first year show, and it seems like it's been a really good success so far. I think it will continue to come back and grow, and it's a good vibe. Yeah, it's been good people.
Yeah, the vibe's been fantastic, and I think it's something new to this area too.
That's what I hear. Yeah. It's probably
because usually these types of conventions are held up in Atlanta.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Get it out, get some more. Yeah, move it a little more southwest and try to bring some of Alabama out. I think they did a great job.
I don't think I've actually ever done a show in Georgia too. I've tried to get down here for a while, so this might be my first Georgia show.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. It's our first.
Excellent.
Yeah. How long does it take you to get down here?
Los Angeles. It was all day. I got up, and I think my flight was at 6 a.m. and then
they flew you here, huh?
Yeah.
We had to drive.
From Los Angeles.
No, we drove from Mass.
Oh,
but we should have
still
about the same.
Yeah,
it was about 20 hours.
Wow.
But I know we can talk about some things and some things that, because of what's going on out there, we probably should be.
You tell me. I'm happy to whatever's clever.
In case people are wondering, what you've been a part of, you were part of one of the biggest Stephen King movies that scared the living out of me. I am not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Scared the crap out of me. I get down. I get back up. You personally scared the crap out of me.
Yes, I have that effect.
And I'm sure you get asked questions about that all the time. And you're more than welcome to go look up those podcasts because we don't play that. So, what got you into acting? Oh, well, we know you were a child.
Sure.
Yeah. So, as a child actor, was that something that you knew you wanted to do as a passion for a living, or was that like mom and dad said, "Hey, we just liked his face"?
Yeah, I think my mom thought I was really precocious, and she thought I took direction very well. She said I spoke before I could walk. I could speak in full sentences.
Really?
And I was very small for my age, so it was like bizarre. It was a little baby was talking as well as I was. And so she thought I might do well in the industry, and she tried really hard to get an agent. And she said she was kind of knocking on doors for 9 months and wasn't getting any response. And the lady who was at the front desk, and she couldn't really get past the receptionist, would see me because I would hang out in the reception room, and she would see that I had something apparently. And as soon as she got promoted, within 9 months, that was the first name she pulled, and she sent me on auditions, and I booked the first 3 things that I went out on. And then I guess the head agent called me in, and said, "My mom, where have you been all this time?" And she said, "Knocking on your door for 9 months."
Right.
So
How old were you?
I was Pet Sematary. I was just over 2. It was 27 months. So I would have started 3 months before that. So
I'm still pooping in my diapers.
I was doing that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So of course I don't remember any of this. This is just the stories I've been told.
Oh,
It's my
right,
whole
right.
life.
Yeah, because like you were like a super young child
Sure.
at that point.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the biggest, like I said, one of the biggest Stephen King movies, I think.
Sure.
Anyways, I mean, he's got a ton of spin-off movies.
Yeah.
But
It seems to have been a memorable story. You know, I don't know that myself or my parents would have ever anticipated that it would have the staying power that it does. You know, so I'm super thankful to have been a part of the book.
the book,
The book.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are talking about the book, folks, not that other thing.
The stage play.
The stage play.
I like the way you did that.
Right.
I like the way you tiptoed
right around the tulips.
I'm not sure exactly where we got over here.
Right. It does make it fun. So when I was over talking with you, you mentioned you have a fan film.
Yeah, so it's called Dylan's New Nightmare. It's a continuation of a similar named film in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. It's completely fan funded. It was on Indiegogo, and it's kind of a fun idea of what if the Freddy character came back so many years later to this character. And it should be coming out in the next couple months. The DVDs are going to go out, Blu-ray, to all the Indiegogo people who helped fund it. And then I think sometime after that, it'll eventually make its way to YouTube. So.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, did you enjoy working on that?
Yeah, I had a blast. I haven't I might have done little things here and there, but it's the first time I've legitimately had a role that I felt a connection to, or felt I could do something with it. And yeah, it's a fan film, and it was for, I think, for the budget that we had, I think we did something pretty good. And I'm my own worst critic. I can't stand watching myself in anything really, and I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. I'm kind of happy with where it landed. So yeah, I'm excited.
I wasn't
to put that out
familiar
there.
with fan films until just a few years ago.
They've been popping up lately.
And
And
now, I mean, I'm looking for them.
I think there's a lot of demand because sometimes when films are remade or rebooted or reimagined, some better than others, but I think a lot of times the fans are left wanting more, and fan films are filling that void of what some of the diehard fans maybe want to see. So.
Yeah, something that big producers aren't going to put out.
Sure.
And I think it's more personal too.
Yeah,
there's more
and
passion
it's
to it.
completely supported by the convention scene, as far as I know.
Right.
It's the fans are literally making it made by doing it through Patreon, Indiegogo, all these platforms to be able to.
Right. I think they help the industry an awful lot.
Yeah.
They really do. Sure. I mean, back in the day, before the internet and everything, how did you raise money for a movie?
Yeah, I think
Your mom did go out, knock on doors.
Sure. And it was all film. I think, especially nowadays, it's so accessible. I think the film industry is still, very strong, but it's evolved so much that really high quality 4K digital cameras and the principles of filmmaking on YouTube is accessible for free.
Editing software.
Anybody can make anything. It's much more available to do something on a professional level, even if it's for TikTok. There's so many different avenues and so much more content out there, where before it was kind of like a walled garden. The industry was a little more mysterious in a way, and it still certainly is the pinnacle of filmmaking. But there's so much else out there.
The independent films are really starting to take off.
Sure.
Well, the independent side. Yeah, it's exploding. So what do you do for fun?
Oh man. I do for fun. Well, I still work in film. I'm behind the camera in the camera department. So this coming back to act again is full circle. I took a long break for a long time, but yeah, I like music festivals and virtual reality and kind of geeky hobbies, probably.
Video gaming.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done one of those VR things.
The VR thing is fun, yeah. It
I'm
hasn't
afraid I'm
fully
gonna trip over a
exploded as
table,
much as
smash my
they.
face or something.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. I think they're expecting it to be bigger. It hasn't quite got there yet, but there is something to it. You know, you feel it, the presence that you can't get in any other kind of gaming experience. It's pretty wild. So, it's fun.
What's your take on this AI?
Yeah, well, I think what's going on with AI is fascinating. It's disrupting almost every industry. It's funny, a few years ago, the thought was AI is going to come and take away all of these entry level jobs and starting level jobs. And the big twist has been it's taking out all of these middle class jobs and like artists and stock traders and digital artists and now actors and voiceover artists and lawyers. There's a potential, they're saying, everything. So it's an interesting time. It's a powerful, amazing technology, but it's like any tool. It's a hammer. Do you wield it to build something, or do you kill somebody with it? So we got to find the balance of that.
I think that's especially with the art.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's going to depend on fans, artists.
I don't know if they can hear you. I can. Okay, yeah, sorry.
So me personally, I would rather have an artist do a piece of art. Yeah. If I need a poster, if I need something like that.
Sure.
Because I think it makes it more personal.
Yes.
As opposed to AI computer generated.
Yes. Yeah, but I think from the studio's perspective, I think what's going on a lot right now in the industry is it's a numbers for a lot of studios. It's a numbers game, and if they can type it into a search bar and have a scene produced for them in a matter of minutes, why do they want to pay somebody if they have the rights to their face? It's a slippery slope. Yeah,
right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Interesting take. Yep. Yeah. So Leo just texted me. He said we had some big questions coming in on the internet. So I'm going to let him ask a couple real quick.
Yeah.
So Leo, what do you got?
Yeah, so the internet wants to know, what was it like being in Pet Sematary so young? You were so engaging in that film. How did they evoke such passion from you?
And of course, we're talking about the book.
Yeah, I think we don't have a monitor back here, so I didn't quite hear fully the question, but
How did basically, is how did they pull the passion from you?
Child abuse, most likely. No, I think, but I think on that in particular, I would have to give a lot of credit to Mary Lambert, the director, who I'm told, and from everything I've seen and learned about it, that the film was shot chronologically as much as possible, and that's very rare. Most projects are shot whatever is economical.
Well,
they have one location.
So young, you're going
people's
to change
schedules
drastically, quickly.
Sure, and I think being able to shoot in a more chronological pattern was a big benefit, because being on set, it was a new environment. I didn't know all these people. There's 50 people on the crew, and that could be overwhelming and scary for a kid. And I think getting used to everyone and kind of becoming like a family, spending time doing this game, playing pretend or whatever it might be, that by the time the craziness happens in the film, it was safe. It's okay. I trusted these people, and then they say, "Oh, we're gonna play pretend. You're gonna bite him. You're gonna get him." It was wrestling, It wasn't.
Okay. Yep,
it wasn't
that makes
this
sense.
big ask of a toddler.
Okay, interesting.
Sure.
Yeah, that's cool, actually.
So I have Mary to thank for making me look better than I might have been.
What else you got, Leo?
Are we live streaming? Is that okay. Wow.
Yeah, so what was it like working with Louis Anderson on his cartoon? Any good stories?
Louis was so cool. I was pretty young. I remember bits and pieces. He was very kind. Just a joy to be around. I remember he was performing in Las Vegas, and he invited me and my parents out to come see the comedy show. And we got to go backstage and afterwards and met Carrot Top And it was, you know, it was a really cool experience for sure.
Yeah, that guy's a trip. Yeah, you think. So, what do you geek out about?
What do I geek out about?
Something that like not many people would know. Like, what really?
Yeah, I'm sure there's things, and then it's like when you're put on the spot, you're like, oh, I don't know.
Right. Can't tell them about that one.
Yeah. Technology. I'm kind of a computer geek. I'm work focused. So I use Apple products a lot. I've gotten a lot because of the VR thing. Not just using it, but I've been getting into VR filmmaking. So like the workflow and the type of lenses you have to use, and you know, I don't know if it'll fully pop as much as they expect, but it's kind of a cool niche thing, and I like learning that technology, and you know, whether it's that specifically, I feel like those skills will translate to something else and just filmmaking in general down the line. And I like EDM, so I geek out on like some of my music and like festivals and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, our producer, who's the voice in the box,
Okay.
is sitting at home in Connecticut going, "Oh boy, oh boy,
Yeah.
oh boy."
Also,
The Apple products and technology.
Sure,
Yeah. Yeah, he keeps trying to get me to switch to Apple. I'm like, yeah, never that.
Yeah, they all have their pros and cons.
They
Right,
do.
right tool for the right job, really. You know.
Right.
I like everything, but
Yeah. But I could see his face when you say, "Well, I geek out about technology and Apple products." I could see him going,
outer space. Like I love outer space. I don't profess to be as smart as the documentaries that I watch are, but I enjoy like just you know thinking in wonder on the scope of our universe and whatnot. And
"That's cool." So I'm going to ask a question I ask pretty much everybody. You a dog or a cat guy?
oh, interesting. Yeah, I like both, definitely. I think most people assume I'm a cat guy because of church,
Right.
but I'm probably more of a dog guy in my real life.
No problem.
Yeah. I've had more dogs than I have had cats, but I most certainly can appreciate you.
Different personalities, and they're all different.
Sure. Yeah. I think my most unique pet I've had, and I still love them. This is a geek out, but I haven't been able to keep them in many years. But I like bees as a beekeeper for many
really?
years. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's hard to keep bees in Los Angeles now. When I lived back in my family home, we had more room and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
The weirdest pet I had was ferrets.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like ferrets. That's good.
You know,
Yeah.
like they're fun, but they stink.
I've heard, yeah. They can. Yeah.
Bees are fun, but they sting, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They can.
You know. So, any questions out here? You have a question?
I love your cosplay. That's so awesome.
Okay, so I know you've been in front of the camera, behind the camera, and done music. So of the three things, what's your favorite?
Oh, sorry, it's so hard to hear. What
You've
was
been
the-
in front of the camera, behind the camera, and in music. Of the three, what's your favorite?
Oh gosh. Okay, in front of the camera.
Get rid of that.
That's my favorite. Yes, thank you. That was great. Gosh, I did for different reasons. You know, I think I like acting for being as creative as it can be. I think behind the camera, there's opportunities. I've had opportunities to be creative, but in a little more limited or different capacity. I like novelty and not not doing the same thing over and over. I think learning anything will help you in anything else. The more you learn, even if it seems like it's irrelevant, you'll do something else a year or two later, and in the weirdest way, you'll realize, oh, this is easier because you can apply some random thing you picked up doing something else. So yeah, I just like to continue to grow and be knowledgeable as I can about anything that helps everything else.
So, what do you do with the music?
I used to DJ. Yeah,
okay.
for many years I DJ'd, and I still do just kind of bedroom DJ for fun. I still love it and enjoy it. That was part of like the EDM thing, kind of why I got into that. But it kind of became too much like work, and I wanted to go out and enjoy it on my own instead of it become like a job. And also going out every Thursday to Saturday or Sunday from 9 to 2 a.m. doing clubs and bars and whatever else. And yeah, it's not long term. It was great. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. But yeah, you can do other things and still enjoy that too. So.
Now, if anybody you can think of, who would you like to work with the most?
Oh man, David Fincher is like my favorite director. That would be really cool. Um, who would I like to work with? So many, so many. Like just talented, creative people that are passionate about the work that they do. You can feed off of that and try to create something together. You know?
Very cool. You stole my question, by the way.
Oh, that's okay.
It's okay. I don't mind.
I know that was probably kind of a cop-out answer, but it's genuine though.
No, it's
it's not
it's
specific.
actually, we actually have a lot, and it's a tough question.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You know, because I think it depends on the mind frame at the moment, too.
Sure. Yeah, and it depends on what kind of job you're doing.
Right. So I know you said you had a few things in the works that you can't discuss. Sure. But if people want to find out more about what you're doing coming down the line, do you have a website or a social media platform that they can?
Yeah, absolutely. Best place to reach me is Venmo. If you want my Venmo, it's Instagram. Instagram's the best bet. My username is Miko, like woe is me, but Miko. WOEIS. Yeah, I have to say that specifically because there's a lot of fake ones. And then I say a lot of things I probably shouldn't say on my stories sometimes, and then I get shadow banned. So when you search it, it doesn't come up. But if you type it specifically, you'll make sure it's me. So fair warning, what you might see in there. Not that crazy, but I get silly. Twitter is at Miko Hughes. I think I made a Reels that used it. I'm on most of the things. But not so much Facebook. But,
It's like when we started out, we basically went out and lost for old people now like me.
I still have it to keep in touch with friends that from ages ago, but I try not to spend too much time. It feels like the feed feels like empty calories.
Yes.
Like you get full and then you feel sick on it, and you're like, it's been an hour. It's like the daytime television of the internet. Like you'll just watch it mindlessly. And then, yeah, you said it. Yeah. As far as projects, I do hopefully having a little issues finishing it, and then now with everything happening, it's probably delayed. But there is a horror film that I had a cameo in that hopefully they were originally aiming for October. Might be coming out. Can't say what it is yet, but there is other projects in various levels of development. A couple of others have been in talks. Haven't filmed or finalized yet, but fingers crossed. Once we can, we will.
Right. And like you said, the best thing to do is just
What's your
favorite genre of movie?
favorite genre to watch? Maybe thrillers. I like thrillers. I like mind games or like try to figure out the ending. The Game or like Fight Club's kind of an obvious example, but yeah. But I love horror too. I'll always love horror. I like documentaries a lot.
Okay.
I'm with you on that one. Just weird.
I missed what you said.
What's that?
I said I missed it. What did you say?
Documentaries.
Oh, I didn't miss
I
it.
like everything. I mean, there's good. It's like music. There's good films in every genre.
Right.
And there's a lot of stinkers in every genre too. So it depends on the mood.
True that. So we only have a few minutes left with this amazing guest before we have to let him go back to interact with all of you amazing people. Any questions out there? Oh, we have another question. Hello. I'm getting up.
Let's get another great president.
Goes on.
What was it like to work with Ice Nine Kills?
Oh, Ice Nine Kills. Yes, it was awesome. It was so much fun. Spencer is amazing. He's just as humble and sweet and nice as everyone says he is. He's like the coolest freaking dude in the world. And I was so appreciative to be able to be a part of that because I think, with the other films that were made, it was kind of a different vibe. I thought maybe people would do a cameo in that, but, didn't seem to be on anyone else's radar. But Spencer was like, oh, absolutely, for the video they did based on the film. And he's a true horror fan, and that shows. Like, he comes to these shows as a fan, not only as a guest, and his passion really shows. And he's just incredibly talented. The whole band is super cool and a blast to party with. They're good dudes.
That's a good question.
Okay.
Stole my question. I have one last question.
Okay.
You believe in aliens?
Oh, I do. I don't know what that means in what form or what level of intelligence, but I think the universe is far too vast for this to have only happened once. The deeper thought, though, is what if this is the first time it's happened? We're just that ahead, right? What's scarier, the fact that we're in the middle of it all, lost, we're not finding anyone else, or we're alone in the game so far.
Yeah. Now, see, I look at it, like you said, that it's so vast out there that we would be conceited to think we're the only intelligent life.
Sure.
Yeah, but who's calling us intelligent?
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Debatable.
I think we're all pawns in their game.
Maybe
Could be.
the ants in the ant farm, right?
And if I'm a pawn in their game, can you send me some money, please?
Yeah.
So we have time for like one more question. You got one for me? So,
Okay, what's your second favorite Stephen King film?
My second favorite Stephen King film. Oh man, there's so many good ones. It is immediately coming to mind. I mean, both of them, they're both so great for their own reasons. Stand By Me, Shawshank, like some of the non-horror ones are just legendary. Gosh,
there's a ton of them. That's a tough
yeah, I
question.
know. You just go down the list. Yeah.
So pretty much some of it up all of them.
Yeah, pretty much all. Yeah, sorry, I know that was
Anything he has ever done.
Mine
The one I was in was the best, and all the rest of them were second.
Yeah.
So
A distant second.
but on that note, we've got to let this amazing gentleman go back to his table. Feel free to head over to Celebrity Row over here and go chat with him. Check out the amazing merchandise he has. Help him feed his
My bees.
ego. And we want to thank you for hanging out with us a little bit today. And hopefully,
This was great. No, this is really fun. You guys are awesome. I like the way you rock this.
thank you.
Some of these can be pretty painful, but this was a blast.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
if you enjoyed this, you can always check out our live stream every Wednesday night on 22 platforms. If you want to know more, we're set up right over here at Celebrity Row as well. But you never know. You never know if you'll see Miko again on our show, where we can actually talk about things that we're not supposed to talk about, right?
We'll get it figured out.
Books. We like to read a lot of them. So on that note, Leo, take us out.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
for
man.
having me. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate
Do it
it.
ahead. Oh, no. We are in Georgia. I want to hear it. There we go.